Hey, welcome back to the Untap Open League quarterfinals. I'm Taylor. I have Matt with me today. We
Hey
have
guys.
Moosey versus Sky Burial, or Caitlin versus Kevin, on Abzan Midrange and Bant Humans. Caitlin's going to be on Abzan. Matt, what do you think of Caitlin's deck?
Her deck is interesting. There's some good cards like Siege Rhino, obviously, with both Gideon Ally of Zendikar and Gideon of the Trials. Although there's anti and good card draw with Rune Raider, but there's anti synergy as well. Because while Rune Raider gives extra cards to dig into these powerful threats, there's also one copy of Treasure Cruise in the deck, which, if hit off Rune Raider, will be a beating and could swing the game in Kevin's hands really fast.
Yeah, that Treasure Cruise off a Ruin Raider would just be an absolute disaster for Caitlin. Something that I'm very interested in this deck in particular is Gideon of the Trials and Heart of Kirin. Those aren't two cards that you usually see out of Abzan.
Yeah,
Her mana
interesting.
base looks like it probably will work pretty well with Gideon. That's usually the problem that Abzan has in my experience is white on turn 3.
Yeah, she has a decent amount of white sources with 3 planes, 4 flood strands, and a full playset of concealed courtyards. So I don't think it should be that big of a problem for her.
So one thing that I think will be really good for Caitlyn is having the Wingmate Rock in her main board. That's an absolute killer in these mid-range matchups.
Oh yeah, if she can stall the board with siege rhinos and kill off Abzan Falconer, and then just fly over a stalled out board, she should be able to take the game.
All right, and moving on to Kevin's Bant deck. What do you like immediately out of this?
Um, Out of this, I like all the human synergies are really nice with Thalia's Lieutenant off of Collected Company, providing for some very good swing turns. Also, providing the Lieutenant providing synergy with the Absent Falconer to allow your team to break a board stall and just fly over for lethal, and then having extra value in with tireless trackers, renegade ralliers, and then being able to out tempo your opponent with reflector mages are always nice.
I like the 3 Thalia main board in this matchup. It's going to allow Kevin to be on the aggro plan pretty easily, and then kind of keep Caitlyn like a step behind.
Definitely. Also, the non-basic is coming into play tap can be really relevant against Abzan, especially with like fetch lands
For sure, for
being
sure. All right, well,
another good
go ahead.
another good synergy with Glory Bound Initiate is Dramoka's command because you can exert turning it into a 4/4 and then making a 5/5, killing a Rhino and still swinging in.
Yeah, that's a 10-point life gain. It's
Yeah,
pretty crazy. All right, well, let's move
should
on to the match.
okay.
So it looks like Kevin mulled down to 5 and Caitlyn mulled to 6.
Yeah, it's got to be rough for the humans list, being a very aggressive deck and mulliganing twice off of no land. Huh. So he declined to fetch on turn 1 so he could play the Thraben Inspector off of a plains that he kept off the top after
Yeah,
scrying, which is nice.
this will probably also set him up to have his colors later on. That way he's not locked into just having a solo planes. But it looks like Caitlyn also was not allowed to play her turn 1 play.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Let's see.
imagine we're going to have to see the Smuggler's Copter come down here for Caitlyn.
Probably. It's still good play. It sets up for any creature that she could have.
Yeah, in the following turn, she'll be able to either play Thalia or play her tap land and then play Sylvan Advocate. She's set up pretty well right now compared to Kevin.
Yep. Kevin needs to hit a land really soon to deal with these collected companies in his hand. Otherwise, he's just going to fizzle out, and Musi will be very far ahead. Drawing 2 Jamoka's command with basic island and no forest is really bad for Kevin.
Yeah, and missing the
Third
green
line drop as
source.
well.
That's kind of bad.
Yep. Yep. So this turn, let's see. Um, so this turn, Moosey or Caitlyn can play an advocate and fetch, and then just swing 3.
If I'm in her shoes, I'm almost tempted to play the Thalia and then the following turn play Warden and then level it up.
That oh, that might be better just to go Rune Raider here now off the top.
So part of my thinking is if she gets Thalia down, then Kevin won't be able to get his green source unless it's specifically a forest that he draws.
Forest. That is true.
But I guess that doesn't matter all that much.
Huh.
So it does look like she's going to go for one of her 3 drops here.
Drops, yes, definitely.
And it is going to be Thalia.
And Thalia. You were correct. It's probably better. The line's probably better. I was just taking card advantage of off the Rune Raider.
Oh yeah, that could definitely come into play later down the line.
Yeah.
So right now Moosey's kind of locked into single green, which isn't great with her hand. Of course, Flooded Strand will be able to get another Canopy Vista, but it's kind of playing off tempo a little bit. Of course, she'll be able to play the Ruin Raider. Yeah. But as we see, Kevin's going to get the land off the top, the basic, to bounce the Thalia. This will set him up really well.
Yeah. Now he just needs to draw any green source, because since Reflector Mage means Thalia can't be played next turn, he can get a fetch land and be able to Coco if he draws a green source.
Right.
So now you could go Rune Raider, or you could go Advocate, fetch, push the Reflector Mage, and swing with Copter.
Yeah, I gotta imagine that's what we're gonna see here with this line.
Yeah. Ooh, a Rhino off the loot for Caitlyn. That's gonna be nice.
So
Discarding the Rune Raider.
Caitlyn's really showing how favored Abzan is in this matchup. Even though Kevin was locked off of green, it just seems almost impossible for him to come back right now.
Yeah. Definitely. Let's see. The Abzan threats are just very big once they come down, and if you struggle at all tempo wise, you're just going to get run over.
Oh wow, Moosey didn't crack her fetch. It's gonna work out for her as she's gonna be able to play Rhino and still fetch, but
yeah.
Gotta wonder if that was a misplay.
Huh.
Because I think she only has one Sunken Hollow. Am I wrong about that?
She does only have one Sunken Hollow, so she will not be able to get another black source off of her Blood Strand. Be able to push as well.
She could go for the Canopy Vista and get Warden down. I'm not sure if that's the best line of play. Oh, and she's drawing the forest anyway.
Yeah. Oh, just discarding the Warden. That's interesting. Interesting.
Wonder what her idea was with that.
I think with she wants the land so that her Advocate is active next turn. I think and she just draws a swamp anyway. So guaranteeing the Advocate next turn would be good, but she ended up drawing it anyways and not ended up mattering.
I think this might just be game if she goes for the Fatal Push on one of the Falconer or Mage, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because just block.
Especially with Dramoka's command now. Because she'll be able to kill whatever blocks Siege right now. And then it will trample over.
Unless Kevin decides to double block the Rhino. But nope. Okay. Failed to find just to push the Reflector Mage, and that should be game as trample happen and he will go to -2.
Did Kevin clarify those were his blocks, or did she do that preemptively?
he? Well, he said
He scoops
so.
anyway.
Yeah, he scoops anyway.
All right, well, going to Kevin's side, what are you expecting him to bring in out of the sideboard?
So out of the sideboard, definitely Stainful Strokes. Those counter the Siege Rhinos, the Gideon Ally of Zendikar, and Wingmate Rock, potentially. Dealing with the late game is nice. As well as potentially Shramoka's Command? Maybe.
I could see all three
on
of
the
those coming
play, I
in.
could see. Yeah.
You do have to keep in mind, though, that he wants to hit that sweet spot of having enough creatures in his deck for Collect Company so he doesn't whiff too much.
That's true. Well, if you wanted a way to deal with Gideon that wasn't Disdainful Stroke and was still a creature, Phyrexian Revoker would be okay.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Just to make sure you have Coco hits.
So what are you
That's
taking out if
one
you're
of
putting
the-
in Disdainable Strokes and Dromoka's commands?
Maybe cutting. Maybe pacifists, because as much as pacifists are good, they're never gonna flip in the Abzan match, and their creatures are bigger than the pacifist anyways. So I could see cutting those.
What are you expecting to come in out of Caitlyn's side?
Caitlyn's side, on the other hand, let's see. I could see Flaying Tendrils potentially, though once a lieutenant comes down, they will be too big. So it's risky, but it could pay off big. And then I would probably cut, if you're bringing the sweeper, maybe Scrounger, and much Scrounger is great. Scrounger and a Rune Raider.
Yeah, I can see that. Do you
Okay,
think Abzan Charm comes in for the combat trick as well as just any removal?
Maybe. Probably not. I could.
Okay.
No. Okay. So Sky ended up boarding out his trackers for a stroke and a command. Not. Guess he wants to go low to the ground on the play instead of having the trackers for value.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Okay. So players need to be right back. Players are AFK for 1 second.
Okay.
Who do you think's favored after sideboarding?
I'm still gonna have to favor Caitlyn. I think that Abzan just goes a little bigger than Bant, which is exactly what you need in the mirror match. Not the mirror match, but the mid-range match.
Yeah.
And on top of that, she can deal a lot more damage a lot faster. As where his gets a lot bigger toward the end, but she has ways to deal with it to stop that from happening.
Yep. I think Sky might be able to pull it out if he gets a good Falconer swing turn in the air off for lethal.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I think Caitlyn's probably going to be able to stall at the ground long enough for a Wingmate Rock to do it, or just run them over.
So do we know if this is what both players are keeping in their opening hands?
I don't think so, no. They both went AFK for a bit, so I think we just have to wait to verify.
I noticed that Caitlyn's down to 6 already. Oh yeah, it looks like they both did keep.
Yes, they did in fact.
I would not be happy with that if I were Caitlyn. I think I would go down to 5.
Oh, yeah.
Because while having 3 removal spells is okay, the Dromoka's commands are essentially dead right now.
Sure. I can't currently see what their hands are, so.
So Caitlyn has a Windswept Heath, a Plains, a Concealed Courtyard, 2 Dromoka's commands, and a Fatal Push.
That's very reactive.
Not only is it very reactive, if she just doesn't draw a creature, she's just dead.
That's also true. Jamoka's commands do nothing without a creature.
It's basically a mold 4 if she doesn't get a creature. And then, can
Yeah.
you see Sky's hand?
No. Oh, well, now I can. Rallier, it's slow, but it's not the worst. Rallier ramping, then or if he draws a 2-drop, he's in good shape.
Yeah, I would definitely
'Cause-
favor his side right now.
Yeah, because if he plays a 2-drop, it gets Fatal Push. Then he Ralliers on 3, gets back the 2-drop, then goes Coco on 4.
Right.
Ooh, Reflector Mage. Not very good when your opponent has no creatures in hand.
I mean, it will be good whenever she finally draws one. It's going to blank that
Yeah.
the Dromoka's command. But she does get the
Oh,
Gideon.
that's nice. If she's, it's good because it can blank both the 3-drops that he can play, as well as it can turn into a creature itself to activate the Jermoka's command.
Right, right. And it dodges the Reflector Mage completely.
Yeah. Okay, so this land for Sky. He's gonna likely just Rallier, get back a fetch land.
That's what I would expect to see here as well.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm assuming Caitlyn's next turn it'll just be Slam a Gideon plus on uptick on the Renegade Rallier.
You know,
Then
if next turn we see if we see Kevin hit at least one Thales Lieutenant and another creature off a Collected Company, the follow-up Abzan Falconer might be game.
it might be. Yeah, it might just be too much tempo, especially with no creatures and only one removal spell in hand.
So I've got to expect the Gideon coming down here.
Yep. It's just mana efficient, and it doesn't die because it protects itself by blanking the Rallier, gaining you both 4 life from your health, and Gideon starts ticking up, protecting it from future hits.
How do you feel about getting in an Abzan? It's not something that we see very often.
It's not something you see very often, but the powerful synergy between being able to, with a new rule change, being able to have both Gideons in your deck seems like it could be very powerful. Curving Gideon into Siege Rhino, and
Yeah,
just having a very powerful board.
That'd be so good. Leaving some removal up as well on the turn 5 play.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
If we see anything other than Collected Company here, I'll be pretty surprised. I guess we could see Abzan Falconer and Lambholt Pacifist, and I guess that is what we're going to see.
Yep. So that means Revolt will not be true. Unless he plays it on his opponent's turn when they kill something. Or not this turn, but next turn.
Right.
He will
off the
not
Collected
have
Company.
Revolt. Yeah. To trigger, meaning his Ralliers will be worse. Yeah. So more lands and just still the Jiramoka.
So this turn, Caitlyn's going to be able to plus Gideon, make him do a creature, attack. I mean, not attack. Well, yeah, attack with Jamoka's command, the Abzan Falconer to fight it, and then also kill the Renegade Rallier or the Lambholt Pacifist with a revolted Fatal Push. So this will work out fairly well.
Yep.
If I'm her, I'd definitely get rid of Rallier because the Lambholt Pacifist probably won't be able to attack next turn.
Likely, unless he has Lieutenant in hand. That's the only thing.
He could also hit Lieutenant off of Collected Company, but I don't know if that's something I'm betting on.
That's true. Although that does make an argument for killing the no, that. Because if he does Lieutenant, and then Gideon dies currently, whereas if he doesn't. Whereas if he leaves the Abzan Falconer alive, Gideon's at 2 no matter what, or maybe 3 after a lieutenant, meaning it guarantees Gideon living another turn.
So she didn't go with Fatal Push on that turn.
Now she doesn't revolt, and now Renegade Rally is just going to swing in for 3.
That's very interesting.
Huh. Because now Sky can just pass the turn, flip his Pacifist. This seems a lot worse for Caitlyn than it could have been. Though it still seems okay.
So this turn she will have mana to play Sylvan Advocate, Dromoka's Command, and Fatal Push, basically emptying her hand.
Yeah, and then swing for 4. Oh, interesting. Why would... Yeah, definitely. And then you can swing for 4 with Gideon putting on a clock for... Swing 5 because of the command cannon.
So if you're a Caitlyn, do you put him on Dromoka's Command in his hand without playing a play on his turn 5?
I would put him more on Collected Company than Dromoka's Command, but it is possible. Yeah.
I misspoke. I meant Collect Company, but
yeah. Normally when the Bant deck, at least this Bant deck, doesn't tap out its Collected Company, because that's their only instant speed play in the main deck. I guess it could be leaving up mana for Disdainful Stroke, but he probably would have played a 3-drop along with it. A little bit confused. Okay. Reflector Mage off of Collected Company here would be insane. Just bouncing the Gideon. Ugh. Like, Dream hits Lieutenant Reflector Mage? There's a Lieutenant.
Okay, halfway there.
Yeah. Inspector. Okay, so... Not the worst, but Inspector's... It gives him a redraw. At least. That's nice.
So did Sky attempt to put a +1/+1 counter on the Lambholt Pacifist, because that is a werewolf and not a human? Okay, it looks like he caught that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... Huh. So now he just takes 5. Now, what do you Dromoka's Command? Rallier or Lieutenant?
So I think that I would Dromoka's Command the Butcher, actually. And then
Butcher?
And then Fatal Push the Lieutenant.
Ooh. Throwing Inspector under the bus. That's interesting. Okay. I guess he is getting sort of loaned. Could die to Rhino Drains. So there is a reason to chump. Yeah, I like the idea of... I think... we could play Advocate, Dromoka's Command, the Advocate, fight the Lieutenant, and then Fatal Push the Butcher. That sounds...
Yeah.
Then you have a 5/6 Advocate next turn. Seems like a good plan. Because Advocate's too big for any one of Sky's threats. But though it gets Reflector Mage.
You know, Caitlyn doesn't even have to fire off her removal this turn. She can wait until Kevin's turn.
True, that is also true.
But it looks like she is opting to do it in her turn.
Rose. Yeah. So, if Sky had a Dromoka's Command, this would be very good for him. Well, actually, without... Wait, no. Because Fatal Push would just... He would have to use 2 removal spells on the same creature then, at least.
Right. And he's going to draw a Glorybound Initiate off of the clue.
That's nice. Caitlyn ended up killing the Rallier. Interesting. Guess killing Rallier stops the human synergy between. Also, Lambhold. Oh wait, no, because Lambhold flips back anyways. So
Yeah, that was the right play on her part,
yeah,
and she's still gonna have the fatal push for the lieutenant.
Lieutenant. Thalia is probably going to come down as well as. Oh no, Reflector Mage Thalia might be the play this turn.
That's what I would expect to see as well. If she gets too hasty though with a fatal push, we could also see
Push
Renegade Rallier come
Ra-
down.
Yeah,
But
but nope.
played
Star's
smart.
just going to go for the. Yep. Now get to kill the lieutenant.
But
Though now
before combat,
Katie's
she's
out
gonna
of
have to
gas.
kill the lieutenant, or else that butcher's gonna take, or the pacifist is gonna take care of the Gideon.
Oh yeah, that's true as well. She has to kill it now.
Let's see if she catches that.
Oh, she didn't catch it. That's bad for her. Because she's running out of gas as well, too. Now she has to decide on whether she saves Gideon or kills the lieutenant. She's probably pacifist, yeah.
Oh, and casting the fatal push this turn anyway. That's gotta hurt really bad.
Yeah. Huh. That's a slight misplay, though. It could end up costing a bit. Ooh, Heart of Kieran. That is nice with Gideon.
For sure.
Because now you can plus one. So let's see. You can go Heart of Kieran, leave up Shambling Vent, and
Well, not quite enough mana to leave up Shambling Vent.
oh no, because her non-basic center tapped. Never mind. I'm thinking. So Thalia's Lieutenant gets plussed by Gideon. So trading a Thalia Heretic Cathar for a Gideon is likely what's going to happen here. But because
So
otherwise Gideon's just going to tick up.
Kevin also drew a way to. Go ahead.
I think you have to go for the Gideon kill this turn. Otherwise, it's going to just hold down the fort with Advocate and Heart of Kieran.
Yeah, you absolutely have to go for the Gideon play, and I'm almost tempted to say that Caitlyn may not block during Tremoka's command. Of course, I think that she just has to go for it because playing around that is just a little too conservative.
Yeah.
But that could be on her mind. The following turn, though, she's going to get to play Sylvan Advocate, and if she kills that Thalia, she's going to have a 4/5 Advocate and a 4/5 Shambling Vent back.
Definitely. So it's. Yeah. Rallier. Putting the Glory Bound initiate pre-combat. Yep. Oh, this means it's gonna be a. Okay, so the Thalia is just gonna go in and attack. This play makes more sense than what I was gonna do. So you Rallier now, then you. Let's see. You get back. No, that doesn't work. Is he Rallier now? No. He doesn't have a lieutenant in the graveyard. I'm making plays up that cannot happen. What am I doing? Okay.
So we are going to see Rallier main phase as well. Getting back to Raven Inspector.
Interesting.
So that Thalia Lieutenant is now a 6/6, I believe.
Can't attack this turn though because it's been nerfed. It's been nerfed by Gideon, but next turn it'll be lethal.
Right, but that's still so big.
Threat.
She could have killed that with a fatal push on that turn where she killed the pacifist instead. That would have been such a relief for her.
What did Sky draw off?
He drew a forest.
He drew another land. Okay. Both players are running low on gas, but Kevin's board is very. He didn't go for the Gideon kill. Interesting.
That is interesting,
Now,
but I don't know if he absolutely had to go for it that turn either. Because now the Advocate
I
will
mean,
enter tap.
yeah, but he has a 4/5 shambling vent that he can block with.
That's true, but I still... I think I would want to keep Thalia around. I think.
Yeah, I mean Thalia is nice, but I think having Gideon and Heart of Kieran and the Shambling Vent being able to hold down the ground is going to be really nice. Like he can't attack in with what he currently has unless he draws a lieutenant.
Right. So I gotta imagine we're gonna see the heart attack. And it looks like this guy missed the crew with a Gideon loyalty.
Okay, so if you don't crew, huh?
So I think that you're incentivized to crew because Kevin already has several 3-power creatures anyway.
Sure. That's true. Yeah, and he still has to swing all to be able to really get in there. So but this way you're trading Glorybound Initiate Thalia for Gideon, whereas last turn you were only trading Thalia. I mean, you've lost an additional creature first.
You know, that one play where he decided to kill where she decided to kill the butcher has really come back and really punished her.
Yeah, definitely. Those skies running out of has drawn 2 lands in a row. So
he
it's
still has
a pretty
6 creatures
even
on
game
board compared to her 1.5, I guess you could say.
1.5,
Basically
yeah.
2.
Swing with those 3. Okay, so you're trading Rallier and Glorybound Initiate for the Gideon.
But now we're seeing with this play, had she not crewed with a Gideon, it would live with this attack and would have forced her to have attack with Thalia as well.
Or the Inspector.
Oh, that's true. Probably just the Inspector.
Yeah.
But I gotta imagine we're gonna see an animated Shambling Vent here.
Definitely. You can't play around removal here. You just have to get block.
And then this also puts her in a pretty good spot offensively.
Definitely.
Because now she's going to be swinging for lethal, forcing a block.
Yeah.
But
likely gonna.
But you don't want to attack that Thalia's Lieutenant as well.
No.
So if she can find a Fatal Push, that would be very good for her.
A Fatal Push, or even another creature, just a small creature, just to crew the Heart of Kieran with.
Well, it's going to enter the battlefield tapped because of Thalia.
That is true. That puts a damper in your plans. So yeah, it has to be Fatal Push. Then swing for 8.
Alright, well she's choosing to kill the Reflector Mage and the Rallier, and the Glorybound Initiate's going to live.
Interesting.
Maybe
also,
she
he gains
just wants to keep it tapped because of the Exert. Maybe she
that
thinks
could
she can
also
take a turn off.
Yeah. Kevin gets to gain 4 here off the Glorybound Initiate, so it's not quite a lethal attack back.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting. What she's doing is she's crewing Gideon again with the Heart of Kieran.
Oh, so it's not dealing combat damage. That's an excellent play.
That is beautiful.
That is a great play on Caitlin's part.
Yep. That is great. That could be... Now it is a lethal attack with both of those. If a Fatal Push is drawn, kills the Lieutenant, then the Thraben blocks the Shambling Vent, and then takes 3. Or 4, sorry. Going to 3, and then there's also a chance to just crew with the Heart and go for 2 turn lethal if you don't draw the Fatal Push.
But she drew a Concealed Courtyard.
Yeah.
So I think you just have to stay back on defense here now if you're Caitlyn. Of course, playing the Smuggler's Copter.
I don't think she's going to. She's going to go for 2 turn lethal. Since he's going to start gaining 4 life.
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah.
Well, it looks like she's just going to crew with the Heart of Kirin. And crew the Heart of Kirin with Sylvan Advocate and attack.
Yep.
Okay.
And then here you can animate Shambling Vent to either to crew the Copter and block the Thalia's Lieutenant if you want to chump, or you because likely you're only swinging with the Thalia's Lieutenant if you're this guy, or you're all attacking. But then you just eat the Thalia and take after damage 6, 7 minus 4 from lifelink, so like 3.
Those are some great lines of play from Caitlyn. I think she sealed the game for herself. I don't know how many outs that Kevin has.
And it's a ample pass.
Pacifist is not one of them.
Oh, that was really well played. The 4 life was really relevant.
I did not expect her to win that match that easily.
Yeah, it wasn't even that after that play. Oh, there was no chance, guy. Like, let's see, Dramoka's command. It gives him a turn. But yeah, even then, he needs to draw a runner removal spell for the flying vehicles.
And Caitlyn was really down on herself, saying that she was going to misplay this game, but I think she found a lethal in a way that a lot of us wouldn't have seen, myself included.
Yeah. I don't think I would have done it either.
Alright, so she's going to move on to the top 4, where she's going to be facing Mussy on blue-black control, correct?
Believe so. I'm not entirely sure.
Or do we not have the top 4 out? We do have the players in the top 4, but maybe not the matchups. But top 4 will be Mussy on blue-black control, Zofink, or Kevin, on Bant Godpharaoh's Gift. She's on Abzan. And do we know the 4th player?
Inspector on a Dark Atarka.
Okay, so it's 4 different decks and 4 different archetypes.
Yeah.
We're seeing control, aggro, mid-range, and kind of combo-y.
Yeah, it is Mussy versus Mussy.
Okay,
and then
so
Zofink versus Inspector.
2 more teammates after these 2 just played, who are also teammates. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. That was a great match between Abzan Midrange and Bant Humans. Very well played by Caitlyn on Abzan. Do you have any final thoughts, Matt?
I think it was a good match with some really excellent play by 2 of the better players in the league. In the top. Yeah.
Well, stay tuned for our top 4 for our semifinals in the Untap Open League. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Matt. Good night.
Thanks for tuning in.